Tonight, we chase a fossil shadow, down where pressure turns courage into math.
Our cameras can't time travel, yet the ocean keeps its own archive, perfectly sealed. One bad knot, one snap tether, and the deep keeps what it takes. We lower a machine into darkness, hoping it returns with a face from prehistory. Down there, the past isn't gone. It's only buried beneath miles of water. Light narrows to two cones, and everything beyond becomes imagination with teeth. Each meter down feels colder, heavier, like the sea is tightening its fist. Inside this small shell, we borrow air and time, and pretend we belong. A long return on sonar, too smooth for rock, too large for any ordinary fish.
We don't name it yet. Naming things in the deep can feel like inviting them.
Water shifts, like crossing a doorway. Temperature, density, and something harder to explain. The blue changes tone, and suddenly the darkness feels older. Life rearranges around us, fins and bodies shaped by a world that isn't ours. Light appears where it shouldn't, as if the ocean has folded the calendar. We hold our breath, not for air, because the view is changing into another era. Late Cretaceous seas, warmer, brighter, and crowded with forms the modern ocean forgot. Here, even the drifting shells look alive, and every shadow has a purpose. Prey moves calmly in sunlight, unaware that sunlight is also a hunting ground. The deeper we go, the fewer colors remain, until only motion matters. Ridges of white rock and living colonies form a maze, perfect cover for an ambush. Our little machine looks fragile here, like a firefly in a cathedral. The reef offers evidence first: fresh damage, clean punctures, and a predator's efficiency. Small fish compress into a single nervous body, reacting to pressure they cannot see. And then, one passing shadow. Not a reef fish, not a shark, something heavier. We aim our only certainty, light, at the place where the ocean just blinked. It's gone, and the absence feels deliberate, like a hunter choosing when to be known. We've come for one name, Mosasaurus, and the sea is deciding whether we deserve it. The reef's corridors run deep enough to hide giants, if giants can move quietly. Prey commits to a path. In a maze, commitment is the first mistake. They feel it, low-frequency pressure, like thunder traveling through bone. There it is, longer than a bus, built like a torpedo with a lizard's stare. It doesn't rush. Apex predators conserve energy. Every motion is a calculation. A skull like a trap, teeth like stakes, made for gripping, not slicing. That tail is the secret, an engine evolved for speed in open water. It circles once, tasting vibration, then fades, leaving us in its wake. When Mosasaurus hunts, it uses structure, edges, shadows, and the panic of crowded prey. A turtle looks armored to us. To a giant reptile, it's just a slow package. The reef darkens. Not from clouds. Something larger is passing between sun and stone. It waits without moving, letting the prey drift closer to the mouth of the maze. A single eye fixes the distance, then the body coils, ready to explode forward. The strike begins, fast enough that the reef itself seems to flinch. The prey escapes the corridor, but the hunter owns the open water too. Now speed matters. With each tail beat, the distance collapses. Its jaws unhinge farther than expected, turning a lizard's skull into a living gate. One bite. Armor cracks. In the midwater, there's nowhere to brace again.
It doesn't chew like mammals. It shakes, breaks, and prepares the meal for swallowing.
A red cloud writes the scene in slow motion, and smaller fish begin to gather. We stay back. Predators tolerate observers, until observers resemble competition. Even through steel and glass, you feel it, like a freight train passing underwater. Reptiles must breathe. Even a titan must return to the thin line of air. One breath, quick and efficient, then it sinks again, refusing to waste time. Weather shifts above, and the sea listens. Storms change currents, and currents change hunts. We track the turbulence, like detectives following footprints made of disturbed plankton. But another shape enters the frame. Same proportions, same menace, same claim to space. Territory is invisible, but the reaction is instant. This water belongs to someone. Apex meets apex. Same species, same hunger, and no room for compromise. The warning is visual. Look at my teeth, and remember what they are for. Challenger moves first. In deep water, hesitation is a wound waiting to happen. Bone hits bone. Teeth scrape armorless flesh. The ocean fills with the sound of force.
The fight turns water into fists, and our little vessel is caught between them.
The tether bows like a fishing line, reminding us we're attached to the surface.
A tail strike isn't just a weapon. It's a way to rewrite the water around you.
The Challenger lands contact, testing skin, testing resolve, testing how much pain buys retreat.
Our Mosasaurus answers with threat. No bluff, only the promise of broken bone. They corkscrew toward the bottom, dragging the fight into darker water, where mistakes multiply. The seafloor waits like powdered bone, ready to turn their struggle into a blinding storm. One hard pivot, and visibility collapses, and the deep's oldest defense is simple: dust. Our lights turn useless, reflecting off white silt like headlights in a snowstorm.
We have one choice. Let the tether go, or let the giants decide for us.
Out of the whiteout, our Mosasaurus surges forward, and suddenly we're in its lane. It mistakes our lights for a rival's presence, bright, intrusive, and too close.
A test bite, meant for flesh, clips only water, but the message lands anyway.
We cut free. The deep doesn't forgive mistakes, but it sometimes rewards speed. We dive into the silt, betting that blindness will break the Titan's focus. In this white haze, even a giant loses certainty. Size can't help without sight. It cruises above us, probing the cloud like a wolf pacing fog. One sweep clears the haze, but not enough. It chooses the safer target, its rival. Farther off, the fight resumes. Two titans spending energy like it's the last day. We're alive, but only because we borrowed an ancient trick. Hide, wait, move. We ascend carefully, letting the sediment settle, rebuilding the world 1 meter at a time.
The reef returns to life instantly, as if violence is simply another current.
Our Mosasaurus is back, scarred, calm, and still in control of the hunting grounds. Those 4 paddles don't power speed. They steer, brake, and pin the body through turns. It probes the rock like a living, battering ram, flushing prey from every hiding place.
The prey bolts into daylight, hoping distance is enough. For Mosasaurus, distance is food.
This is the open water sprint, powered by a tail built more like a shark's than a lizard's. A clean grab. The teeth hold like hooks, and the prey's momentum becomes surrender. Swallowing is a wave, sliding the meal into darkness, as if the body is a conveyor. Above, the storm builds. Below, pressure changes, and predators notice the difference. Fish tighten into nervous geometry, using the reef like a shield that can't move.
Mosasaurus positions under the bait ball. Below is the only direction prey rarely watches.
A single upward strike turns hundreds of bodies into chaos, and chaos becomes selection.
It doesn't need precision, only timing. Wide jaws and speed harvest the disorganized.
Fed and confident, it leaves the reef, patrolling a highway of water we can't map.
But the challenger is still near, trailing like a bad thought that won't leave.
It shows its full mass, an intimidation posture that says, "Try me again." They collide like submarines made of muscle, each testing the other's center of gravity. A jaw hold is brutal. Control the head, and you control everything that follows. Even at distance, their struggle drags water like a tide, and we're caught on the edge. It notices. The head swings our way, and suddenly the predator has chosen a new question. Now we're prey-shaped, moving, noisy, and running in a straight line. When a mouth becomes the horizon, you understand why fossils still terrify.
We dive hard, back to the powdery floor, hoping the silt becomes our smokescreen.
The world turns white again, and for a moment, we are hidden inside a cloud.
It probes the cloud, then backs off. Uncertainty is the one thing that slows a titan.
Its attention snapped back to the real threat, the rival that still challenges its rule.
We rise slowly, not sprinting, because frantic movement is exactly what predators key on. Blue comes back like oxygen, and the pressure in our chests loosens by a fraction.
The surface is turning violent now, wind and rain rewriting the light from above.
Mosasaurus chooses depth over chaos. Even kings avoid storms when they can. And just like that, the predator becomes rumor again, too big to keep in one frame.
The warmth drains away. The ocean's calendar unfolds back to the present, one cold layer at a time.
We survived a meeting with Mosasaurus, not because we were brave, but because we were small.
Upward now, toward the only world we truly belong to, the thin, bright skin of the sea. At the surface, morning looks innocent. But we carry the weight of what we saw.
The machine returns dripping, as if the past itself tried to cling to metal.
No myth tonight, only anatomy, behavior, and the cold fact of dominance.
A tail with a fluke, a skull like a trap. Evolution's answer to oceanic power.
If this episode gripped you, stay with us. Ocean Depth Mysteries has more waiting. Comment what you'd do in that whiteout. Ocean Depth Mysteries reads every story.
Share this with a friend who loves the deep. Ocean Depth Mysteries grows by word of mouth. We'll dive again soon. Ocean Depth Mysteries will keep chasing shadows until they become truth. Because even now, below our modern seas, the unknown still moves with quiet intent. Most dives end like this: empty water, drifting life, and the feeling of being watched.
But once you've seen Mosasaurus, the ocean never looks empty again.
Morning arrives, and the world resumes, unaware we just borrowed a night in prehistory.
Every recovered meter is a reminder. Exploration is labor, not luck.
We came looking for a predator. What we found was an ecosystem balanced on fear.
Back then, the sea healed quickly. Life refilled the space as if nothing happened. Somewhere in that ancient water, Mosasaurus continues, silent, efficient, and absolutely uninterested in us.
That eye doesn't hold malice. It holds instinct, perfectly tuned by millions of years.
And when it vanishes, it leaves only water behind. No footprints, no echo, no apology. We return to our century, but the deep keeps the memory, suspended like marine snow. The ocean looks calm again, yet calm is only the surface's best disguise. After danger, silence is loud. You replay every second, wondering how close you came.
In the Cretaceous, survival wasn't heroic. It was routine, repeated until extinction changed the rules.
That's the real terror of open water. Nothing to hide behind, and nowhere to predict from. The silt settles again, sealing the scene. Another unwritten chapter in the ocean's stone diary. Even now, something moves just beyond our beams, always at the edge of certainty. We're temporary here. The ocean isn't. It keeps its predators, past and present, in memory.
Next time, we go deeper, into another story, where the dark has a different shape.
Until then, remember, the biggest animals aren't monsters. They're solutions, perfected by time. The sea closes behind us, calm again, like it never showed its teeth.
But in the dark below, something ancient still knows how to hunt. That's our ending. Small, quiet, and humbled by the scale of water and time.
This is Ocean Depth Mysteries, where the past rises, breathes once, and sinks again. And somewhere, far below, the ocean keeps the next mystery alive.